Good day, fine citizen. Good day to you. A hearty hello and a hi-yo silver and a welcome and a welcome and a how are you? How you doing? I want to ask you a very simple question right now. Ready for this? Right now. Tell me the name of the city you live in. The city. The name of the city on your, not your address. By the way, I said C-I-T-Y and that S-I-R-I thing thinks I'm talking to it, her, them, whatever it is. In any event, what city do you live in? Don't give me your address. Just the city on your mail. We have people who use these people who live in North Bergen, but they think it's in where do they think they are? They live in another place.
They say they live in Edgewater.
Yeah, the Edgewater, but it's North Bergen. Okay, here's Monroe. Now you got to give us well, thank you. You're correct. Monroe, New York, I guess. Monroe, Verona, New Jersey. Verona's right there. I know the pizza joint right there on Bloomfield Avenue. Right there in Verona. You got the car wash. You got that flag company, that big flag. Yes. Anyway, Palos Verdes, Zanesfield, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, Fort Worth, Suffern, Succotash, Cleveland, Royal Oak, Michigan. I like that. Irving, Milton Keynes or Keynes, UK. Is that Keynes like John Maynard Keynes? Homosassa. I was in Homosassa Spring. Had a water moccasin come at me one time. Domain, Portland, Kokomo, Indiana. I love this. Edgewater is basically Hoboken. Thank you. It's funny how also everything is Westchester. In Tampa years ago, anything north of Waters was Carrollwood. That was an old joke. That's just okay. And we here, for example, have these wonderful designations as to where we live and what part of the city, and it's really. And I love saying Hell's Kitchen. I love that. I have always loved that. I think that's the greatest name there is. It's wonderful. And people still don't even know where that comes from, by the way. That's just the name. And they argue, well, where is it exactly? Is it, well, is it, it's like, is it 15, is it 59th? Is it, 59th Street? Yeah, down to, I'm not going to give you names you don't know about. But I like the name of that. And the reason why I ask you this is that when I were to come to your area and let's say I'm going to run for office. Let's assume that I'm going to run for office. Some event, city mayor, what is going to be the thing that you need to say, listen, whatever you do, you go and you mention this to them. Mention the street light, mention the garbage, mention the flooding, mention this, mention that. What is the thing? Because that's what politics is. What is the thing in Modesto? Modesto, I was in Modesto years ago for the Gallo factory. We went to see the Gallo wine. I remember that. We were on the field, and there was nothing in Modesto that said Gallo, except there was one sign that faced the vineyard. Ernest and Julio Gallo. We were there. This was years ago. Kind of San Francisco, that whole thing. Mendham. Mendham's a beautiful place. I like Mendham a lot. Isn't that near the Black Horse or the Black Horse?
That's Mendham.
Mendham. I like that. It's a nice area. Hayward, CA. Gainesville, Florida. Oh. Gateway to Micanopy. Boise. Idaho. Great song. Tell me you've heard Idaho by the Bodines. I love Idaho by the Bodines. Remember that? Idaho, they said, it was a very, they had different names. I think it's beautiful. I still like our Chugwater, Wyoming. That was a place I'll never forget. Paonia. Watching from Nicaragua, Managua, Nicaragua. Springfield, Colorado. Whitestone. There he is. CS, the honey man. Columbus. Okay. What's the area? What is it? What is it? Walk for office. Much safer. Believe in yourselves, not the narratives. I would want people to say, doesn't matter what my party is. Good governance knows no party. It's not about, I don't know what the party is. I don't know what my party is. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I'm an independent. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. Independent of what? Independent? Isn't that kind of understood? What is it? When you have rallies and you talk about things, people don't think like that. They want to talk about politics. Let me tell you what I did years ago. I love this the most. I graduated in 1980 from college. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I did not know what I wanted to do. So through the luck of just God, happenstance, I got a chance to interview for this position of district aide for a United States Senator. I knew nothing about politics. Nothing. Didn't care. It's not the way I am now. Didn't care about this. So I went in and I Check 1, 2. There we go. Sorry about that. Now, how much of that did you miss? That was one of the best stories in the damn thing. It was one of the best stories. I don't even know if you heard me or not, but I'm not going to say it again. Who are the politicians today who are the best? Who are the loved ones? Could you start over? It was an EMP. You're right about that. Missed the whole story. Don't worry about it. Did you hear the story about the woman with the name? I got to tell the story again? I got to tell the story again? For the love of God. Come on. Did you hear the story about the woman who had the problem? Did you hear about this? Did you hear about it now? I don't know how much. I don't want to go back and tell you the story. All I know is that when I worked for the U.S. Senator, it was constituent services, and it was fun. And it's what politicians was all about. Okay, let me tell you the story. Did you tell me that, okay, I'm going to tell you the story. We were driving one time in, I think it was going to go to Port Charlotte. We walked into this clerk's office. Clerk's office is the most important part of the work. Did I tell you that story? Okay. This woman came up to me and she said to me, listen, I need something from the senator, I don't know, my neighbor, my friend, whatever. I said, what's your problem? You tell me, what's your name? And this is what I hope I told you this. Did I tell you this part? I said, if you don't know somebody's name, don't ask them, what's your name again? I ask them, what do your friends call you? And it sounds better. Because the senator will say, who is that person? I don't know. I'm 21 years old. I don't know. So I would say things like, okay. Oh, your name? Roxanne? Roxanne? Dimitri? Okay, Roxanne. Well, they'll see what the senator can do. So I would go while the senator, my guy, was in the courthouse saying hi to people. I would go to a phone, call this person in. Look at this. I've listened to thousands of hours of various channels. The sound loss only occurs here. Did you see that? I've listened to thousands of hours, and by God, this only happens here. Why, you... Don't you love that? Well, let me see, Mark. Maybe I'll give you your money back. Wait a minute. You're not paying anything. Wah, wah, wah. It's okay. That's because you want to be here. I understand it. By God. Anyway. So as I was there, I picked up the phone and I called this person in Washington that I knew. And I said, listen, make sure the senator calls back right away. Right now while I'm here. So sure enough, I hang up. And this woman says, Roxania, there's a phone call for you from Washington. Ooh, it's the senator's office. Oh, must be for whatever it is. Is this Roxanne? Yes. This is so-and-so from whatever. I understand the senator perhaps could be of some assistance to you. She looked at me with a look of, oh my God. It was maybe a minute after I got done talking to her. And as we left, she hugs the senator. And he looks at me like, what is this about? And I give him one of these. That was my Sicilian. Like, I took care of it. And as we left, he's got a picture. One of his pictures that I signed. And somebody said, look at this, Senator. Place of honor. He goes, okay. I've listened to thousands of shows. By God, you made me listen to this. How dare you? How dare you? Sorry, Greta. Appreciate it, honey. We need... Your silence makes more sense than most commentators. Thank you very much. Oh, I know that. You see, nobody listens to me. I don't fit in any of these people. Nobody likes me. Nobody. Because they're not doing it the right way. Who are the beloved people today? The senators. Who? I mean, remember Hubert Humphrey? Lyndon Johnson did more stuff than you could ever even imagine before the Vietnam War. He was something else. Do you remember who are the... When you go into politics today, do you say, I want to do something for you? Who? Who are the people who say, I want to fix things? We had a guy here, Al D'Amato. They called him Senator Pothole. He did everything. He fixed things. If I were here in New York and I had a constituency, I would spend the night. I would make sure at a NYCHA house, New York City Housing Authority, the public housing. I would stay there. I stayed with this family, and I did it. And they would love me. What is going on here? I would go on garbage runs. You know what that sanitation lobby is? I would be in the back of a garbage truck picking this up. These people are the unsung heroes. God bless them. They need more money, and we need more work. This is the most important thing in the world. I'd go on pothole duty. Oh, my God. This area, potholes, swallow a car up. I would be on that. I would be like a booty giggity giggity. I'd wear a helmet, and I would do this. I've listened to every broadcast since Marconi. This is the only one where the sound failed. By gum. Why you... Do you understand this? I am entitled. Okay. Why don't politicians do this anymore? Why don't they recognize what it is they have to do and become loved? Do you know what Mayor Daley was? In New York, the three greatest politicians ever. LaGuardia, oh my God. Ed Koch and Rudy Giuliani. LaGuardia was the most incredible thing. LaGuardia used to read, remember the funnies on Sundays? Every now and then they would have, I don't know if you had them, but they would have folks come and actually read the funny papers. That's right, Michael. 6 years old. I read the funny paper. Funny paper. Yeah, Pop, I told you that. Yeah, I took care of that. Oh, yeah. Let me drink too much wine. Okay, Pop. Anyway. LaGuardia was loved. Politicians don't do this anymore. I don't understand. I don't understand why they don't care about this. They don't. It seems like they just want to go on TV. I don't know what good that does. It doesn't do me any good. The people who vote for me aren't watching this stuff on TV. I don't understand this. There were people years ago. There was a guy, Frank Rizzo, in Philadelphia. Oh my God. He might have been a bit extreme, but they loved him. He was so involved in it. Do you know in Tampa, we had a guy years ago, a mayor. A guy in mayor, look at it, Bob Graham. You're right. Bob Graham was a governor. I just did on my private channel, just did something that was very good about that. And Bob Graham used to work a day. One time I went to a Tropicana, getting a Cuban sandwich, as they say, in Ybor City. And who's behind the counter? Yep, Bob Graham. And it was the most incredible thing in the world. There he was. By the way, here is my private channel, which I went into great detail. I talked about that. I talked about my review of the CPAC convention. Oh, that's a good one. You'll enjoy that one. But anyway, we had a guy named Lawton Chiles who walked the state of Florida. Walked it. Walking Lawton. This is the most important thing ever, to be a politician. What are you doing for me? What do you do for me? I don't understand this. You look back, Connie Mack was so-so. He was all right. Remember Paula Hawkins, and we had a guy years ago, his name was Claude Pepper. Claude Pepper. In 1950, Claude Pepper ran against George Smathers. George Smathers this is Florida, and George Smathers was John F. Kennedy's best friend. And Smathers would, right around the Panhandle, he would tell these people, now listen. And he would put on this kind of an affected voice. I don't think y'all realize this, but Claude Pepper's sister is a thespian in New York. He is, yeah. And she matriculated, oh my God. But that thespian thing was incredible. If I ran for office, I would say, first thing, I don't want your money, I want your vote. I want your vote. I want your vote. I don't want your money. I don't want money. I want your vote. I would do total, not only social media, but I would be there. It would be so guerrilla, it's not even funny. I would be there. I wouldn't go on TV. I didn't do anything. I want to go right there. I want to talk to you. People would love. Have you ever had anybody knock on your door? Have you ever seen one? Try seeing one. Try just seeing your senator or whatever. They act like they're movie stars or something. No. You work for me. When Rudy Giuliani was mayor, he did something that was very smart. When he first came in, there were two things he did. Number one, squeegee men. Squeegee men, it was terrible. Overnight, they're gone. They're just gone. Next, he had aggressive panhandling. I don't know how he did that. Took care of that. Did stuff that was... Now, he wasn't always perfect because remember, the September the 10th Giuliani was nothing that spectacular. The next day was a different story. Some of the best. He would work constantly. If ever there was a water meter blew up or something, he would be there. He would have put in the jacket, sanitation, the hat. He'd be in the front. Today you got politicians, people who are supposedly running, or who are in office. They're on vacation. They're on leave. They're not there. They don't care about you. That's the part about the constituent part. That's the part. I love mayors. I love local elections. I like local mayors. I love the people who have to figure out little things. I told you when I was in Haifa, I don't know how many years ago, we were talking to the mayor. By the way, it's a beautiful part of Israel. Haifa is where the Baha'i have their temple there. It's beautiful. So the mayor, a most charismatic fellow, said his biggest problem was during the Intifada when there were rockets and this and missiles and kids couldn't go outside. They were going crazy, stir crazy. So he said, wait a minute. I can go to malls, and they have underground garages, and that's what I'll do. So he moved the cars, and he brought kids in, and he had little clowns, and I mean, it's just things like that which I loved. Why you, listen. Anyway. I hope one day we get back to that. I hope one day everybody feels a conversance again, for real, honest-to-God politicians who really wanted to help, who want to help. Think of politics as being your, like a place, like a pillow to lay your head. Which reminds me, My Pillow, promo code Lionel. Are you doing that yet? Have you seen what they've done? Have you seen this? Have you seen the 2.0? The temperature controlled pillows? This is like particle physics. You go to mypillow.com, promo code Lionel, you get a free gift. That's right, free gift. And the telephone number, for those of you standing by, is 800-645-4965. That's 800-645-4965, which, if you believe in a landline, as I do, or a phone call, watch how fast they answer the phone. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. And one more thing. That's right. You mentioned this. I think you're right about this. Who knows? Maybe the sound problem was an EMP problem. That's why I've got EMP Shield. That'll correct it next time. EMP Shield. Do yourself a favor, because right now, have you ever read what would happen in the event, God forbid, we go through another coronal blast, some Carrington event, where everything is EMP Shield, an American company, American made, American owned, checked out, verified, Department of Homeland Security. Just read it. Go to the link I provided for you right now. Listen to this. Listen to this. Read the story. Read about just the fear of this. In the event, dear God, it's beyond anything one could even imagine. Why you? I still love elections. I've never missed a vote. I don't care what it is. I love it. I love the whole process. I like going to I don't know if you have these little, like you go to a church or you go to a basement of something, or they have this stuff. I mean, it's just so interesting. So incredibly interesting, this process. We used to have these League of Women Voters, these old women, with the purple hair, and they have these, and they would be there, and they would bring the donuts out, and they wouldn't see each other, and they have the volunteers, and no matter what you do, one time I was in there by myself. There's all these people in there, but I'm the only voter. This is in Florida years ago, not Florida. And there was this old man, a big sign that says, "We cannot provide assistance to you regarding the vote. We can merely show you how to use it, how to sign your name." So I'm there with this guy. I said, "Boy, it's just so many choices. So many choices." Yeah. So who looks good to you, Jerry? Look, I can't advise you. No, I understand. Sorry for asking. Sorry about that, Jerry. No, that's all right. But if you were a betting man, Jerry, he just went crazy. The best story ever. I still love this. This is my favorite. Still love this story. A friend of mine goes there. We're at lunch. He gives the woman his new voter ID card. It's not signed on the back. She hands it back to him. He said, "You got to sign it." He said, "Okay." So he signs the card in front of her. Gives her the card back. He says, "Now," she turns the book around, "sign here." So he signs the register, or the ledger. She turns the book around, and then she compares the signature that he just signed on the card with the signature he just made on the ledger. And he goes like that. And he starts laughing. And she said, "What are you laughing?" He said, "Well, you're comparing the signatures." "Yeah, I know I have to." "No, but I just signed the card." "Yeah, I know, because it was a sign." No, I signed the card and I signed the book." "Right. Well, what are you comparing? You saw me sign both." "Well, I have to compare them." "No, they're this, you saw." Anyway, that was funny. I think she was playing him. That is what the voting is. I want to see how people vote in other countries. Remember how they had the purple fingers in certain countries? And what people want the most is very simply this. I want a sound. No, they want, very simply, common sense. Do something to help me. Do something I can relate to. That's all. That's all. And my friends, I don't know where we're going with this one. Because I'll tell you right now, everything, for the most part, is a world of social media. Social media. And people have confused social media with the well of the Senate, or with the House, or with the state capitol, or they think that somehow, that was offensive. Did you see that? I'm going to send you a YouTube of this. This was one of the funniest things. But that doesn't affect anything. Well, it's still interesting. That's one thing I don't understand. I do not understand this. Even sports people say, or don't say, "Did you see the game?" "No, I didn't. But I did see John Madden talk about such and such. What does that have to do with anything? Well, I think Madden pretty much said, Pat Summerall was great when he said, that's not the game. Well, maybe not, but I kind of like that. You understand this? In no other walk of life do people you want to read the review of the restaurant, or do you want to go to the restaurant? By the way, time out. We used to have a thing in New York called the Zagat rating. Zagat. It was the Bible. And when the Zagat came out every year, because there's like a million restaurants, who was number one? It was like their own Michelin star. And every year, remember that, honey? It was Tim and Nina Zagat, and they were the number one Lutess. It was, that's done now. That's done. You know what people do? They go to Instagram or Yelp, or they look at the picture. That's nice. Let's see what the ratings are. They don't go to this stuff anymore. Years ago in New York Times, Ben Brantley, Isherwood, what do you think? Brooks Atkinson, what's the review? Great story. Ooh, Ben Brantley gave it 4 stars in Hollywood Broadway. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. Nobody. Who? Gone. Restaurant reviews. Ruth Reichel. And who was the one before that? Nina? No. She had a name like Nina. No. Mimi Sheridan. Oh my God. They would go in hidden. They would wear masks. Nobody knew what they looked like. And they would always be on the... Nobody cares about that anymore. Social media changed everything. And it's wonderful to be able to say, I remember seeing this. Like in the old days when I could hear. But it was just a different... It's completely different. The old days on Broadway, going to Sardi's, opening night, waiting for somebody to come back with the news, with the paper, with the review, right? Oh my God. Now I was like, what are you talking about? Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. Just give me a picture. Give me a picture of the place, and that's fine. And the same thing comes right now to politics. And especially the national level, I can't comprehend it. Any party, anything, I don't know who's even remotely. It's like, I feel so detached. Nobody will. Have you ever anybody get a hold of you from constituent services? Call your senator or your congressman or one of your senators. Good luck. See if they get back with you. See, they don't care. Believe me, in the old days, if you didn't call a constituent back, oh my God, are you kidding? Now we don't do that anymore. How many people have gone through this? This is my favorite. Hey, Jerry, I emailed you. I don't know. I don't read emails. What? I heard somebody, we're doing a kind of a businessy kind of a deal. You don't read emails? But Jerry, you emailed me. I responded to you. It must be in spam. No, Jerry, hold on, excuse me. Let me see if maybe I'm not explaining this right. You see, you emailed me. I emailed you back. You didn't respond. You following me? You dig what I'm saying? Are you digging this? Because I don't think you're digging what I'm saying here, Jerry. I don't think this has happened now. I don't know what it is. Well, I don't really read email, or I don't know what's happening. Or how many of you have read an email? You don't know what it means. What is this? What do they say? I can't write. If I was in because I don't know if you go to before, the Rona came in, if you were in D.C., you could just walk in, go to your representative and, hi, how are you? And I'm here. And they maybe talk to you. Now, they don't even want to talk to you. It's like, excuse me, you know who I am? I vote. I'm your constituent. I'm your boss. Well, not really. No. You're not a star. Excuse me. No. I don't care how many times you've been on TV or whatever it is. No. I am your boss. I don't care if you're the Speaker of the House, President of the Senate. They've lost that sense. I mean that. They have lost it. And I want to bring this back immediately. You know what else I want to bring back? The notion of food safety. That's right, my friends. Where were we listening to this the other day? Everywhere I go, obviously, I'm going to tell them about this. My Pantry Supply, preparewithlionel.com. This is the thing which I find so fascinating. It's like it's a no-brainer. I think maybe you should wear those seatbelts. Yeah, maybe you're right. That might be a good idea. You might want to have something. I know you buy a lot of stuff, and I know in your garage, I've noticed you got there's a canoe there, and you've got an old bike, and you've got a pool table nobody uses. You might want to consider maybe some emergency food. What? Emergency food? Why would we need emergency food? What could go wrong? Wah, wah, wah. That's the thing I don't understand. Right now, right here in our show, My Pantry Supply, by going to preparewithlionel.com. This is the link you go. This is where you go to get the deal. Preparewithlionel.com. $250 savings on a 3-month supply. 90 days. A 25-year shelf life. 2,000 calories a day. Resealable oxygen-absorbing pouches. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Everything you can imagine. Stacked beautifully. 120 pounds in modular units. Very easily. Very. Not geodesic. Very. What's the word? Anyway. Put it aside. Next to the canoe. And there you are. It's 90 days. Nothing to worry about. You should have one of those for everybody in your family. That's it. You stow it, 25 years, and you can add to it, certainly, because the state of the art's incredible. Preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. It makes complete and total and absolute sense. Preparewithlionel.com. And I want to say one more thing to you before I, lose my voice, because I know how upset you get when you can't hear me. And I know you're not trying to be rude. It just happens. But when it comes to, I love these people who say, I'm in a cleanse. You're in a cleanse, huh? Yeah, I'm in a cleanse. Really? What does that mean? I don't know. It builds the immune system. The cleanse? Why does that? How does that? By the way, you know what one of the best things for hepatic turnover is? For a cleanse? One of the best things? Broccoli. Broccoli? No. I got to go to the health food store and get a powder or something. No. Yes. But see, you don't do that. So, you need all the help you can get. So right now, if you go to this particular link right now, this link for ZStack, this link, you get up to 15% off for yourself and your kids. Because right now, starting off with this beautiful, this is a no-brainer. C, zinc, vitamin D, which is beautiful, which is a hormone, which is unbelievable. They didn't even know about this for years. And then quercetin, flavonoids, plant-based beauties. Use this link, ZStack, use it right there. When was the last time you ate a massive amount of kale? Dark greens. And please, do me a favor. Don't take this the wrong way. And I'm not a physician. I'm not an expert. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. You use this link for ZStack, but do me a favor. Please eat your foods. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So, my friends, today we are looking and trying to make our way, negotiate our way through the news world. I, by the way, I'm not in any way, in any event, I am not I can't watch news. I just cannot do it. It is so difficult for me to say it. I am so sorry. I cannot watch news. I can't. Now, by the way, I'm going to give you a link right now. I want you to listen to Mrs. L's radio show today. I'm going to give you this link right now. This is the Twitter link. This is good. Have you ever seen her on radio? I know that sounds strange. Well, first of all, she is better than anything anybody's ever seen. She doesn't even realize it. I hear stuff on TV. Even our friend would agree, who gets very upset. By the way, there's the you click this right there. I just put it up there. This is her Twitter feed. But I've heard people who, for some reason, they go on radio or whatever it is, and they think that magically, by virtue of some kind of connection through their rapier and incredible wit, that somehow they will connect with the masses. I guess. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. They're horrid. And Mrs. L is a natural. So listen to her today. It's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern time here. And it is going to be beautiful. So anyway, so that's it. And also, let me give you one more thing, too. Where is it? Oh, here we go. It's right here. This is her Twitter. All right, this is her Twitter address. Oh, and later on today, I've got by the way, if you're listening to this on the phone or whatever, you have to click the more position for you to see what I'm providing to you. It's right there. Now, later on today, about 4 p.m., I'm going to be resubmitting my last email, which is my newsletter, by the way, which is a beaut. And you've got to sign up for this because it is, and it makes people very angry. That's it right there. They get very angry because, as you may or may not know, I don't necessarily go along with the crowd. Please remember this. The majority, it's not a good thing. If everybody says, yay, something's wrong with it. Is that jaded? Yes. Most assuredly. All right, dear friends, we love you. We thank you. Why you? And I'm so sorry that there was no sound. Please, mi dispiace. Lo siento. From the bottom of my heart, I apologize. This is a Blue Yeti. This is a thing. And I have, for some reason, this little connection. It's a great USB mic. It's fantastic. But I mean the slightest touch. If a hydrogen atom hits it, anything, it loses contact and it goes off. And you have to wiggle it and bring it back. And I researched it, and you can solder it. Oh, I'm not going to solder anything. But they're just known for that. So please, I'm sorry. We're going to get through this. By gum. All right, my friends, have a great and glorious day. See you tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Until then, have a great and glorious day. And don't forget these words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.